The Unfiltered by Jade.
Jade. Welcome to the Unfiltered by Jade, where we get out of the box and dive into topics that are sidelined. I look forward to entertain, educate, and inspire. Feel free to like, share, subscribe, donate, and make everybody know about this. Welcome back to the Unfiltered by Jade. I hope everyone is doing good because, we're doing good over here. Today, we have someone that I met recently. We'll kick it off. We'll kick it off nicely, and you will get to know about her more. So, hello there over on the other side. Can you introduce yourself to the people?
Hello, everyone. This is Trisha, also known as Random Knowbody. I am the host of Conversations with a Random Knowbody, and I'm here today to chat it up with Jade because I am finally divorced, guys.
What? I don't even know. I don't even know. People would think we're crazy to be excited about this.
I know. It's okay, guys. You can be happy for me because I am so happy and grateful.
You're happy?
Yes.
Wow. Isn't that good news? Mighty God.
Yes.
One time people would say it's good news, but it can be good
Yep.
news. Trust, it can be good news. So, where can we find you?
You can find me on Instagram at Random Knowbody Podcast. Now, Knowbody is spelled Knowbody. So nobody with a K.
Okay. So it's Random Knowbody, guys. So look it up. Look it up and follow her. I mean, she has great content.
Yeah.
So I'm gonna do it. Let's jump right into it. How long were you married and how was it?
Okay, so I got married August 16th, 2003. So I was...
Man, I can't even remember.
I remember, of course I remember, but it's the day after my birthday. So
Lord have mercy, don't do it again, man. Continue.
So about 17 years married.
Wow.
And then the last 4 years of the marriage, we were separated. And so the marriage altogether, it was a marriage. We got married very young. So I think that had a lot to do with why we are where we are right now. We have three children. We did have 3 children within the marriage, and they're amazing children and we love them. But just between him and I, it just didn't work. There was differences, and we looked at certain things from a different perspective. And so there was just some things that we couldn't come to agreement on, and that would always kind of flare things up during the marriage, a lot of arguing and things like that. Now, we loved each other, and we respected each other, but it was just something that wasn't there, and I don't think it was ever going to be there.
So that wasn't there from the beginning at all?
As I look back, if I look back to the very beginning, and even now in my life right now, I realize I tend to ignore the red flags. So the first time I went to my then husband, well, he was my boyfriend at the time, back when we were 17, he actually invited me over his house. They were having a family cookout. So I get to the cookout, and my girlfriends and I are there. And then there was this girl from our job. We used to work at McDonald's, and I'm like, what is she doing here? So come to find out, he was also dating her. Yeah.
Oh, wow.
So it's like things like that. I should have just been like, you know what? That's it. But because of where I was as a teenager, and then even where I was with self-esteem issues and things of that nature, I found myself staying even though I knew, you know, what could potentially continue in this relationship. And it did potentially
Mm,
continue in the relationship. So
that's
yeah,
interesting.
it's very,
So normally red flags that we see, um, they continue really.
mm,
They don't go away. They normally just
yeah.
continue because I was also
Mhm.
divorced. I got remarried. But I mean, red flags that I also saw prior to the marriage, they continued throughout the
Yeah.
marriage.
And it's
So,
like, I saw the red flags, but then it's like, okay, well, he's going to change because I'm going to say something and we're going to talk about it better. Right. And so it would be better, but then it would be better and then it'll show up again though, So
mm,
yeah. So it's kind of like a reoccurring problem, like your tire is losing air, you go patch it. And then it's losing air again, you go patch it again. So it was kind of something like that.
mm,
Yeah. And,
okay,
when
okay.
things like that happen, the trust is gone.
Breaks them. Hmm.
Exactly. Until you're broken
Right.
down to nothing.
Mm. So even though the red flags in the marriage was addressed, nothing still changed.
Exactly. And yeah, exactly. And that is when, the problems would start because it's like, come on, you know, we have, we
Mm,
have to we
yeah,
have to do better.
yeah, yeah. What was the straw that broke the marriage and who ended it?
Well, I just decided that I no longer wanted to be in the marriage because I wasn't happy. And it
Mm,
was the point where I realized that, do you just want to live and be alive, or do you want to be happy and live a decent life? And I had to come to the conclusion, I had to choose myself. I had to choose my happiness. Yes, we have 3 children, and I guess statistics say kids are raised or develop better with both parents in the home. But I had to consider, how my still being in the marriage, but being absent from the marriage, how would that affect them? And, the arguing and things like that.
right,
But
right.
what finally broke the straw is just that the trust was just diminished because,
Mm,
from the beginning, I'm like, okay, I forgive you. But then it's like, I can't continue to do this to myself because at first it's like, what do I need to change about me? What do I need to do so that you can only want me and only me? And if I tried this, I tried that, and it's not working, bruh, there's nothing else I can do.
but you staying there long though.
Too long. And that's something that I realize about myself. I kind of wait until God is like, Trisha, like, what other sign do I need to show you that this is no longer for you? I tend to give people the benefit of the doubt until there's no other choice, until it's like, no, this is the case and you need to walk away now. So after what, 17 or 14 years, yeah, I decided, the light bulb just came on and it was like, you deserve better, and you deserve to not even you deserve to be happy by yourself if God doesn't send you another husband.
Yeah, I get you. But I'm thinking back. I've never spoken about I don't think I've ever spoken about it publicly where my divorce is concerned. And I didn't do so because the person I was married to was a public figure. Um, you have probably spoke to God and ask God. There's a point, where sometimes we have to do what we have to do to come out
Mm-hmm.
of it. Um, so at least you made that decision. Hey, I deserve more or whatever. Listen, I remember keep on praying and I said, God, I don't want to be in this anymore. I am not happy. I don't want to do this. And this is as I said the first time I'm gonna talk about it
Mm-hmm.
on yeah, this is the first time. And I remember like a week I said one of the weeks I said, God, you have to do something
Mm.
because we have been separated but living in the same
Oh
house.
yeah.
And I just yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And I couldn't take it anymore.
Mm.
And I said, God, you have to do something. And two different persons had called me and said, God said he's gonna take care of you.
Mm.
And just trust him and whatever. And I said, God, but what are you doing?
Mm.
Yes, I'm to trust you, but what am I supposed to do? Can I tell you, say a week later, I'm gonna get locked out?
What?
So when I couldn't go inside my
Oh
house,
my God.
I remember I looked at the door and I said, okay, this is what you're doing, God.
Mm.
So I asked you for something
Mm-hmm.
and it's like you shut the door.
Wow.
Like you legit shut the door. And I just heard a voice say, it's your time now to go.
Mm.
You asked me to do something and I did it.
Mm. God is so
Go.
good.
And I remember I'm like, wow, look how much this man asked God for. And I this is what he decided to do.
Right. Right.
You finally got this one. I mean, because you want to leave, but sometimes my heart is so invested. I never stay more than 6 years,
Wow.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Hats off to you for staying long. I couldn't do it. I hated the person I became.
Mm.
Hated the person I became,
Mm-hmm.
and it was not good. So I mean, sometimes we're praying and saying, God, show us the way, God, or whatever. And sometimes we need to get up and
Yeah.
leave. But I'm happy the way he did it. And I even had said to my ex-husband the time, I said, you know what, the best thing you have done for me in that entire marriage is to love me out.
Wow. Yeah. Because
Yeah. Yeah.
like, that's what we need sometimes. We need it right in front of our face. And yeah, that's crazy.
You have to, I keep on hearing it and I keep on saying to persons, yeah, you keep on saying, no, parents are supposed to stay together when they have kids, but who cares about the
Mm.
parents? If the parents are not in a good space, then what happens to the
Yep.
kids? So is it okay for you to see, for the kids to be in a situation where they keep on seeing, um, the arguing or the fighting or whatever, is that okay? Is it okay for children to grow up that way? No, because hear what, and I've said it to many persons, when it is that the kids grow up and leave, because them going to grow up and they're going to leave you, they ain't going to sit down and stay with
Mm-hmm.
you. So when they pick up and they grow up and leave you, then what are you going to do?
Exactly.
So you cannot say that you stayed for them, so they're supposed to stay for you. No, everybody want to live their own
Exactly.
lives. So I am happy that you made that decision for yourself, because we is one life, and we have to be completely happy in the life that we're living, and we can't say that, yeah, we're staying for our kids, because the truth is when our kids grow up, they really don't care, because they grow up to start their own
Mm-hmm.
lives.
Yep. Exactly.
Hmm.
Someone from the church, um not the church that we went to, but someone that he knew from was a leader in a church, called me and said, you guys should try to work it out, and this and that. And he's like, because it's better to stay with the devil that you do know than to go out and meet someone else. I was like, excuse me.
Don't- Oh, what you said to me? I said it's a leader of a
Yes, I
church.
was like, no, absolutely not.
Mm-mm.
Yeah,
Mm-mm.
I always
Mm-mm.
remember that conversation. I was like, no, I'm not going to stay with him because it's just going to continue. So, no.
Yeah, do you love yourself enough if you're doing
Exactly.
that? When people tell you these things, I was told, no, stay with him and work it out. I said, no, you go stay with him.
Mhm.
People can always talk what they want to say until they're in a situation to deal with it.
Yep.
And until I always say, no, if you have nothing to say to me, don't say it. If you're not in my shoes and understand what I'm going through, you have nothing to
Yeah.
say to me. And people always say, boy, I come off callous and I come off like I don't care. No. Have you been in my
Nope.
situation? Have you been married to
Mm.
him? Have you been undergoing what I've been undergoing? If you have not, please have nothing to say to me about the situation. And I call it that way. That's what it is.
And with me, it's like I wasn't one to tell people what was going on. I didn't say this is happening in my marriage, because that's our business. So when I finally decided to leave, that's why everyone is so shocked about it and is like, "Oh, you guys can make it work." And I'm just like, "Nope, I'm sorry. I tried every single thing, and I made sure that I tried every single thing so that when I did leave, I had no regrets."
And that's the important thing. You leave on your own time and not when anybody else want you to
Yep.
leave. Yeah. Well, people still think some me and him marries, but that's the next topic. How was the transition for
Oh
you?
my goodness, Jade. The transition was amazing. It was destined to be what it was. God just had me from the day I decided to move out up until now. He has been with me. He's been providing everything. I'm telling you, I have not wanted anything. I
Wow.
have not needed anything. I have been so good. And by the time I decided to leave, I had started going through something where I was learning myself, right? And so
Mm.
I just had that feeling that this was what I was supposed to do. And once I did it, it was just going to
Mm-hmm.
happen for me. I was not going to fail. It was going to work. And like I people ask me all the time, "How are you doing?" I'm like, "I'm good. I am so blessed. God, is just so good to me." And that's all I can say. So that transition, it was, and when people want you to fail, you
Mm-hmm.
know, that so
Yep.
I don't even have to finish that sentence, but people wanted me,
Oh
or
yeah.
person wanted me to fail, and I was not gonna
Mm-hmm.
give that person that satisfaction. And I didn't have to go out
Nope.
of my way to do anything, because God just ordered everything was done for me.
The funny thing is we have never spoken
Mm,
about this
nope.
before with
Me
each
not know
other.
you. Me not know you.
But we have never spoken about this, but what I am seeing is how kind of similar the situation was. So with my
Mm-hmm.
divorce, or the transition to it, it was like I spent a couple months like, all right. So at the initial stage when it all happened, I was numb to the situation. So I was all right. I need to get whatever stuff I need to get
Mm-hmm.
over. Um, buy what I need to buy, and my things like some of my stuff, like the person wanted me to fight for it, and I'm like, I'm not fighting for it. And I remember standing up and packing up my stuff, and I remember I heard a voice say, "Everything that is taken from you will be
Girl.
restored." And I just said,
Mm,
"Okay, God," and I just continued moving. And I mean, things just started. When I say things just start falling in place, I said things just start falling in place. I don't know
mm,
how, I don't
yep.
know why, but it just started falling in place. And I mean, persons wanted to see
Mm-hmm.
me fail.
Mm-hmm.
So I know what you're
Yeah, girl.
talking about. I understand that, and I was determined, say them not see it. And I wasn't gonna go out there and be crying and oh this happened. Not to say that I didn't want my marriage, because I believe that, listen, I was supposed to fight for my marriage, but I decided no, I'm not kill myself, because if I kill myself, the person move on to somebody
Exactly.
else.
Mm-hmm.
I'm dead over somebody, and God forbid that was ever
Mm,
going to happen. So the transition, I'm not gonna say it was perfect and it was good. It was hard because this is a person that I've been with for how many years? It was basically 8 years, because they were dating for 2 years and then we got married after. So this is the person that I've been with for 8 years. So it kind of affected me
mm,
mentally to now move on and to now start over a new life. But I was
mm.
ready. Wait a second,
Yeah.
single, don't have nobody to trouble. So when it is that I know started living by myself and I'm going home by myself to peace and quiet and
Oh,
tranquility, I said, no,
yes.
but this is what life is about. This is
Yes.
good. No arguing with
Mm,
nobody, no
mm,
cussing. No God, you're still too good. And it was It was no, it was I mean it was hard. I did counseling. I was
Mm-hmm.
in counseling. So my counselor, she was there every minute, every step of the way. It was good. It was really good. So that was my transition. Did you have support?
Yes, I had a lot of support. My friends, my family, but it's crazy because I really didn't need the support, because by the time I decided that I was going to leave, I had already cried every tear. I had already, you know,
Absolutely.
argued every argument. I had already attended every counseling session. So by the time it was my time to move on and move out, I just did it. And everything, like you said, I don't know how, I don't know where it came from or how, but it happened. And I have been, happy ever since and grateful. But if, when
Hmm.
I did need that person to listen to me, yeah, I had a lot of support. Did I need a shoulder to cry on? Nope. Because like I said, all the tears are gone. Tear them dry, you
Mm.
know?
You
No.
can't bother.
And it's like, I, yeah, I didn't need the support. If I needed it, I definitely had my family. Like, they were like, Trisha, are you good? Do you need anything? I'm like, I'm good. I'm good. And, I know they're like, how did she, she doesn't need any help. I didn't need any help. I mean, it was just, God is just good. I just give, him all the props, all the glory. Big up.
On that note, we're gonna take a short break and we're gonna come
All
right back.
right.
Shopping Assistance Jamaica takes the stress away from finding those items you can't locate or purchasing items online or locally. From searching to purchasing to delivery, Shopping Assistance makes it very easy. Contact us at 876-919-5195 or email us at shoppingassistance2015@gmail.com. Find us on Facebook at The Shopping Assistants, on Instagram at The Shopping Assistants JA, and on Twitter at Shopping Assist 5.
Welcome back to the Unfiltered by Jade. Before I went on a break with us, I tell God say him nice and clean and him still good, because he definitely set good foundations for us, because not many persons can manage a separation
Yeah.
and a divorce. It is, let me tell you, it's sometimes, if it's not careful, it can kill you. It is
This,
like death. Basically, a
yeah.
divorce is like death. And I truly understand what it means when God say, when you get married, you become one
Mm-hmm.
with the person. So when that divorce or separation has taken place, it's almost as if somebody rip off something
Yep.
off. That's how it felt for me. Um, yeah. But through it all, God
Yeah.
was good. Yeah. I was there, so yeah. The healing process. You say you're done crying everything, so you were already healed. You started the healing process before you even did the
Yeah.
separation.
Now I wouldn't say I'm 100% healed. Um, Only
Mm-hmm.
because I feel certain times if I have to talk to my ex, I can still find myself in an angry place. Not because I'm angry at him for whatever, but it's just, if I'm being honest, I feel like I have been super nice throughout the process. Um
Okay.
and I feel like my niceness, is that a word, niceness?
Well, we're gonna make it up,
Seriously. Um I feel like that can be taken for a weakness and taken for granted. So it makes me upset when if I have to call and ask for something and, I get an attitude, so that can anger me. And then I'll look into myself and I'll say, why are you still getting angry at that? So that is something that I'm still working on. But prior to that, I, started working on myself overall, right? Learning to love me, learning to value me, learning to just put me first, and knowing that nothing is wrong with me. Because I'm like, why can't this marriage work? It has to be me. It has to be me. So through like meditating and through listening to motivational speakers, just following certain positive people on social media, and just doing that self work, right? Being able to go out to a restaurant by myself and enjoy dinner by myself is something that a lot of people find trouble with. And for my 38th birthday, I went to Mexico by myself, right? And so people are like, you're going by yourself, you're going alone. And I'm like, yes, I'm going by myself and I'm going to enjoy myself. And I certainly did, because I can be by myself. I am happy with who I am. Now, there are days where I do have harder days, but then I'm able to utilize the tools that have brought me this far: prayer, meditating, listening to music, speaking out loud. Because when my children are with their dad for the week, my house is so quiet and I don't hear nothing. And sometimes I just say a word and I'm like, oh, okay, that's how I sound. I'm not talking to anyone. So sometimes I just have to speak out loud and say things just to remind myself, you're here, you're still here, you're still doing it. But I'm a huge advocate for, working on yourself, because once you do that, once I started working on myself, that's when the light bulb really came on. I was like, you know what? You deserve better. And if better is you by yourself, that's what you deserve. You deserve to be happy.
Definitely. You definitely deserve that. After you put up with it for so long, it is. You deserve it. You deserve. All right.
Yeah. Sorry.
Do you have any regrets?
Girl, you know what? The only regret that I have is that I wasted so much time. And there are so many people that I know whom decided that they were getting a divorce and have been divorced within 6 months to a year. And here I am 4 years later, just getting my divorce granted because of what? Fear. And I don't even know what I was scared of. I guess I was scared of the unknown. I don't know. I don't know how to do certain things, so I waited, pushed it back and pushed it back and pushed it back until I couldn't push it back no more. Right. It's like, Trisha, you have to get it done. And it happened 1, 2, 3. So sometimes I put, or we put in like people just put these big old, false senses of reality in front of your face, blocking you and stopping you from moving forward. But once you make that decision to just forget about the fear and go conquer it anyway, you'll realize that it's so easy.
I want you to look at it a particular way because, all right, well, you don't necessarily have to look at it that way, but my standpoint is when persons normally ask, do you regret it or whatever, you have any regrets? I normally say no. And I say no because I think that marriage has made me who I am today. I think I'm a better person. I know what I want, what I don't want. I am more open with myself. I am no real. I can now say no if it's no. I put myself first. People say, "Oh, it's a selfish thing. I don't care what nobody has to say." Jade has to be happy. If Jade isn't happy, then nothing else, no one else around Jade can be happy. And I think that for the marriage, I've learned about myself, even if he had
Mm,
treated me poorly. There are things I've learned about myself. I am no longer comparing
mm.
myself to other women. I am no longer wondering
Yes,
if I'm
girl.
good enough. I, I don't have those insecurities anymore. Like I don't, I'm big, I'm a bull, I'm out there. I don't have insecurities about
Mhm.
myself anymore. And I don't think I would have had that if I didn't get married to him.
Yeah.
You know? So in some way, oh my God, you got through hell and you don't
Mhm.
want to go back. Yeah, because I have grown and I had to grow.
Mm.
I had to grow up. I had to grow up. I went through stages of losing myself, finding myself, losing back
Yeah.
myself, finding myself, and I'm here and I am the
Mhm.
happiest. I normally laugh with people and smile. I was
Mhm.
never genuine
Mhm.
with my laugh, you know? And people would always say us, and oh my God, you're a nice couple, and I wish I was like you guys. And I'm like looking at
Mm.
them, you don't, you know? But I would smile with my lips, but my eyes would it would I'm good at hiding my feelings from people and how it is. But no, when I laugh, it is genuine. I
I could
laugh from
hear it,
my
girl.
tone.
I'd
It
love
is
to hear that.
it is yeah. It is no longer from my throat
Mhm.
or from my mouth. It is definitely from my toe, and I think I'm
Wow.
accepting who I
Yeah.
am. You know, I am happy, and I can legit say after years of going through depression, I am happy. So the marriage didn't take anything away from me; it
Wow.
actually added to me,
And as
basically.
I was listening to what you were saying about the healing and things like that, I realize now, right now, I realize I'm not completely healed because
Mm,
if I am, if I'm gonna talk to a guy, go out on a date, or I'm dating someone, I still have to work
mm-hmm,
on not putting that person where my ex was. So, you know, I can't
mm-hmm.
assume that he is doing the same thing or will do the same thing. So that is something that I still have to work on. And that'll probably have to be taken care of via therapy because I can't do that on my own.
Yeah, yeah. There. I mean, and
Hmm.
don't be hard on yourself. Go through the process. Take the take it slowly. Go through the process. I had to learn that. I had to learn. Listen, it's just sometimes if we keep ourselves continuing to, oh, that person they do this or whatever, we'll never allow ourselves to be happy. Right now, I'm in a happy marriage. I
Yep.
am being my best self. I am enjoying marriage. I can tell you. So if it is that I sat down to say, because say after that first marriage, I went to the convent. Come and say, look here, a convent mega jam. I'm tired of man where? No girl. I found a convent, went, asked them how much you stay
You
here.
know, easy.
Um, yeah, man. Listen, I went right out, and I asked, and I went, and I said, all right, look for room, take picture. Yeah,
Wow.
man, I did all of that. Come and win. That is how
Wow.
hurt I was, and I had to say to myself, listen, are you going to let what someone had done to you cause you know to be angry
Mm.
against men? No, I will say, man, no, we're not doing it.
Oh man,
So
so we're gonna look
I so I had to recondition my mind because it starts from the mind, So I had to
mm-hmm.
recondition my mind to it, and I said, listen, one man not going to change the entire
Mm-hmm.
thing, not at all. So even when starting to date, it took a while. I mean, it took a while. Thank God, my husband was patient with me because I wasn't
Mm-hmm.
that easy to deal with in the beginning. Because I'm
Yeah,
saying, no, you have
yeah.
to come strong, though. You have to come strong. You have to show say this. You have to show that. And the guy blew me away. Blew me away. And even when I fought, he was
Mm-hmm.
still there. You get me? So don't hold your even when you're gonna start dating or so. Just a word. Don't make sure
Yeah.
you are mentally ready. Because if you're not, you'll find yourself comparing and looking if him eat
Right.
wrong, and
Right.
this
Right.
man, this is not the man. If him, if him drink something wrong, this is not the man. This is you'll find yourself doing it, and it's probably not intentional, but you will, and you will start looking for the person I was with, my ex did this particular way, and this man not doing it particular way. Oh,
Right.
everybody
Exactly.
different. Are there any takeaways?
Takeaways from being married.
Mm-hmm.
The one thing, well, I don't know if it's the one thing, but something that I would say to if you're in a marriage and you're not happy, you're not fulfilled, I would definitely just say communicate. You have to communicate, and you have to know how each other feels. And, even if it's something hard to express, it's best to express it, because you don't want to live a lie. So you want to be honest with yourself,
Right.
and you want to be honest with your spouse. And if it's not going to work, you have to accept that. I think that's the one thing that was easier for me than my ex, because I was like, if it's just not going to work, it's not. We have to accept it and keep it moving. We'll be okay. You're going to be okay. I'm going
Mm-hmm.
to be okay. We're just not going to be okay together, but we're going to be, we're going to be, yeah, laugh, I'm serious. We're gonna be okay. And that's the bottom line. No matter what, you are gonna be okay. Make that hard decision. Make that hard decision. Drop the mic.
Make the hard
Drop the mic.
decision. Definitely.
Yo, you need to win an award for your laugh.
No, true. I think people tend to want to hold on.
And
We tend
sometimes
to
it's for
want
the
to hold
image.
on. Yeah, and that's what I was gonna say for the image. Sometimes I hear these women talking about, they want wife and they want to be wife. Yeah, you want to be a wife, but you want a
Yeah, and even
marriage. You know? This whole thing about me a wife, and yeah, okay. No, now that you got the
yeah,
position and the title, what now?
yeah,
You know? It's you can't keep it. You got the position and title, you can't keep it. Sometimes people don't understand the work
yeah.
that goes into a marriage, but yet still they want to be wives and they want to wear a ring, and then listen, throw the entire thing away. Sometimes
Ah!
yes, what were we saying before?
Yeah, and not even that. Is people that
Oh,
look from the outside and think your marriage is so perfect and you need to just, keep it together, and they don't know. So you have to make the choice for yourself, because you are living your reality. Nobody else.
amen to that.
Yeah,
Look who call it
exactly.
offering afterwards. But before we sing the closing hymn and everything, I want you to give the word of encouragement, or just, tell the people, encourage people, because I mean, not everyone probably cried all their cries before. Sometimes as a man leaving them ready to kill themselves, what is it that you advise people, about how to go about
I
this
would
and what
just
to do?
say trust yourself, because when it comes to it, you're already going to know. You already have that gut feeling. Your intuition is not lying, okay? You already know, and you have to do it. You have to put yourself first and not worry about what anyone else is going to say about you, because when it comes down to it,
Mm-hmm.
their opinion does not change anything. It doesn't help your situation. It doesn't hurt your situation. It's just their opinion. So you do what you're going to do for yourself, because that is what is important. And you are what matters the most.
Is
Please,
your opinion paying our
if
bills?
it is,
Is it
please
paying
come
our
give me the
bills?
opinion them. Give it to me. I want them. Okay? If not, keep it. And even if you're not going to keep your opinion to yourself, it's not going to bother me. What people think about me does not bother me, because I came to the realization that it doesn't matter. Let them move. Sure.
They move from right here, so what do them? I what do them? They move from right here, so don't make them. You know what? Lord have
Yeah.
mercy. Look at us. So we have come to the end of it, but it was a really great discussion, and I mean, it's
Yep.
some learning points for both of us. talking about it. And for both of us, I don't know, I'm not quite sure about you, but it's the first time I'm really speaking about this openly to everybody. So people might shock and we might get a couple
This is my
messages. But I
first
saw,
time, and I'm like, Lord, what me I say? What me I say? Yes, girl,
congratulations to both of us. Congratulations to both of us. Because
Yeah,
sometimes talking about it helps. I mean, we don't have to tell everybody what we do into the bedroom and what did happen and flip
exactly.
up on the arguments, but the mere points of,
Yep.
you get the
Yep. Because I'm
surface
not trying
situations that happen.
to just
Exactly. Nope, we're not trying to
exactly.
destroy everybody because we respect everybody. And I mean, they may not
But
have
they're
been the
gonna be
best
some.
persons for us, but
Oh,
they may be the best
all right.
persons
The
for Uno
offering is
out there.
coming
Big
now.
up
You
for
just put it
yourself.
now. Speak there. Offering. It's ready. Where's the pass the tray?
Ah, yeah, so that's just how it is. I mean, we love everybody, we respect everybody. Such is life. Life goes on. Life goes on. We'll probably have a few
Yep.
great years and stuff, but we're moving along.
Amen.
I will look good still, I know nothing. So I want to thank you. I want to
Absolutely.
thank you so much, Trisha, for being on the podcast. I truly enjoyed you. I enjoyed your personality. I long as I talk to enough people, I
Thank you.
enjoyed your personality. I enjoyed you. I mean, thank you for sharing. Sometimes it's not easy to talk about these things, but thank you so much for
I
sharing.
appreciate you
Really
reaching
appreciate
out.
it. Yeah. And yeah, definitely. Definitely. So please to link her, guys, on Convos with a
Yes.
Random Nobody. Check her out on Instagram and check her out on YouTube. And I mean, check her out. She's on Anchor. Just check her out. She has
I'm a
very, very good
mad.
content,
Sometimes I'm mad
guys.
and
Yeah.
sometimes
What's on
I'm
the way?
sane. So you don't know which one you're gonna get. So just come and see. Come and see and be with me. Hey, me turn bounty killer.
Yes. No, you don't. But we're going to, the first time I listened to something from you is your introduction.
Yeah,
You were like,
man.
wow, go on. I was like, oh, let
Yeah.
me see if I can
Yes.
just follow this person because it's so like nonsense.
Thank
And
you so much.
I'm loving
I'm
it.
loving your content
Loving the vibe,
too.
loving everything.
Girl.
Thank you.
Yeah,
Thank you.
man.
We're loving each other's content. We're going to put ourselves on a listen out.
Yes,
Continue listening to
please.
both our podcasts. And yes. And we will definitely be here again next week, Tuesday, on the Unfiltered by Jade.